Good morning, children. Today we are going to begin with the lesson, The Scholarship Jacket. And this is a story written by Marta Salinas and is about a Mexican girl named Martha. Every year in Texas, it is a name of a place where there was a school which used to present a scholarship jacket to the class topper. So Martha, she was very smart and she has maintained A plus grade in all her classes till in her 8 years of school. So she was sure that she would get the scholarship jacket that year because it was given to the class topper after completing 8 years of schooling. So that was a custom over there. So what happened? Let us find out whether she gets that scholarship jacket or no. What happens? Let's begin with the reading of the lesson. The small Texas school. So there was a school in Texas that who is I here? I refers to Martha. She went to had a tradition carried out every year during the 8th grade graduation. So there was a tradition which was carried out every year in 8th grade. 8th grade means in after completing 8th class, and they are saying graduation because in that school they just give if you are completing 8 years or 8th class, that means you are completing the 8th grade graduation. So a beautiful gold and green jackets, so that the school colors they used to present. Which kind of jacket? That is described here. A beautiful gold and green jacket was awarded to the class valedictorian. Who is valedictorian? Valedictorian means the person who is a class topper, the student who had maintained the highest grade for 8 years. So the scholarship jacket had a big gold S, and in that scholarship jacket there was one more feature was there. They used to on with golden color S was printed on the left front side, and the name was written in gold letters on the pocket, and the name of the person was written on that pocket. My oldest sister Rosie had won the jacket a few years back. Martha's sister, she had won the jacket few years back, and she also fully expected to also. So Martha also, she expected that she would also win that jacket. I was 14, Martha was 14, and in the 8th grade. I had a student since the first grade, and this last year had looked forward very much to owing that jacket. So she's saying that I had been because she had seen that her sister had got that jacket, so she knew about it, and she had maintained the her score, that she remained a class topper for 8 years. My father and this last year had looked forward very much to owing that jacket, and this is the last year, and she is very much confident that she would only get the jacket. My father was a farm laborer. Her father was a farm laborer who could not earn enough money to feed 8 children. So when Martha was sick, she was given to her grandparents to raise. So she does not live with her parents, she lives with her grandparents, and we could not participate in sports at school because there were registration fees, because they were very poor, belonged to a poor family. So as the registration fees were not there, uniform, because when you participate in sports you need to buy the uniforms also. So due to these things, she was not able to participate in all the sports activities and trip out of town. So even though our family was quite agile means that they were very quick, they were active, so agile and athletic, their family members, they all have that capacity that they can do the sports, means they were very good at sports, but they would never be a school sports jacket for us. So they never got the sports jacket, school sports jacket. So this one, but she wanted This scholarship jacket, which was based on studies, was our only chance. So she is saying, because, and she wanted, why she wanted this jacket, because she had the only hope that she might get this scholarship jacket, as she cannot win that sports jacket. In May, close to graduation, spring fever. Now, in May, what happened? The graduation is about to close. Spring fever has struck as usual with vengeance. Spring fever, it is a means May, you know कि summer season, तो they used to feel restless, and with vengeance means they were not feeling like that they should study. No one paid any attention in class. Instead, we stared out the windows and at each other. So it was May, and in May, the children, they used to, they did not, their attitude was not that they want to pay attention towards the class. They only because they felt restless, so they kept on staring out, looking out of the windows and at each other, and wanted to speed up the last few weeks of school, because it was nearby, about to close. So they wanted that this should end up quickly. I absent-mindedly wandered from my history class to the gym, and she was also going absent-mindedly from her history class to the gym. Then I remembered my PE shorts were still in a bag under my desk, where I had forgotten them. PE shorts means which are required in the gym. Those shorts she forgot in the class only, so she under her desk. So I had to walk all the way back and get them. Coach Thompson was a real bear if someone wasn't dressed for PE, if physical education. If anybody does not come properly dressed, so her coach Thompson, they used to he used to give them the punishment. I was almost back at my classroom door when I heard voices raised in anger, as if in some sort of argument. Then, as she was going back to her classroom, she heard some voices, and they were as if some people, they are arguing. They are arguing on some matter. So she stopped. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Eavesdrop means she doesn't have that habit of listening secretly to anything, but I just hesitated, not knowing what to do. I needed those shorts. It was near her class only, so she needed those shorts, and I was going to be late. But I didn't want to interrupt an argument between my teachers. I recognized the voices. She recognized the voices of the teachers. And who were the teachers? Mr. Smith. And here this is Mr. Smith. We pronounce this word as Smith. My history teacher, and Mr. Boone, my math teacher. They seemed to be arguing about me. I could not believe it. I still remember the feeling of shock that rooted me flat against the wall, as if I were trying to blend in with the graffiti written there. So what happened? They were two teachers were arguing about something, and they were talking about Martha only. And when she heard about that argument, she could not believe her ears. The teachers are talking about her, and then she tried to blend in, mix in with the drawing or writing, whatever is written on the wall, so that the teachers, they do not see her, and she can hear. As if you can see here, this is the wall, and she tried to hide herself so that she cannot be looked by the teachers. I refuse to do it. I don't care who her father is. These are the dialogues of the teacher. The one of the teacher is saying, I refuse to do it. I don't care who her father is. Her grades don't even begin to compare to Martha. I won't lie or falsify records. Martha has a straight A+ average, and you know it. That was Mr. Smith, and he sounded very angry. Mr. Smith, he was saying that I don't care who her father is, but as she has got good marks, she has maintained straight A+ average. So I won't lie. I am not going to refuse for this. Mr. Boone's voice sounded calm and quiet. Look, he's saying, Joan's father is not only on the board. This is another girl. John's father is not only on the miss. She is in the managing committee. He owns the only store in the town, and we could say it was a close tie. And there was another competent of Martha. Who was that? Joan. And they're talking about Mr. Smith was talking about Martha. Martha should get the scholarship jacket. Mr. Boone, he was talking about Joan. Her father is in the board also, and he's a rich person. He owns the only store in the town. So it was a close tie. So the pounding in my ears drowned out the rest of the words. Only a word here and there filtered through, and then she was not able to hear. Only some words that she could hear, that she has written. One of the teacher is saying Martha is Mexican, resign, that he refused for her, won't do it. Mr. Smith came rushing out, and then Mr. Smith, he was very angry. He rushed out, and luckily for me went down the opposite way towards the auditorium, so he didn't see me. Shaking, I waited a few minutes and then went in and grabbed my bag and fled from the room. Then what happened? Then she waited there, took her bag and ran from the room. Mr. Boone looked up, and when I came in but didn't say anything. To this day, I don't remember if I got in trouble in PE for being late, or how I made it through the rest of the afternoon. So she doesn't know. That day she was so much disturbed. She doesn't know whether she reached to her PE class late, or whether she got the punishment, any trouble she got, or how she spent her rest of the afternoon. She doesn't know. I went home very sad and cried into my pillow that night, so grandmother wouldn't hear me, and she tried that nobody should know about why she is crying. It seemed a cruel coincidence that I had overheard that conversation. So she was thinking that it is a coincidence that she overheard the conversation. Next day, when the principal called me into his office, I knew what it would be about, and he looked uncomfortable and unhappy. I decided I wasn't going to make it any easier for him. So I looked him straight in the eyes. He looked away and fidgeted with the papers on his desk. Means he was just shuffling his papers nervously. Principal has called for some reasons, and you think that why they are not choosing her for scholarship jacket. So Martha, he said, there had been a change in policy this year regarding the scholarship jacket. As you know, it was always been free. So principal is saying that every year it was free. He cleared his throat and continued. This year, the board has decided to charge $15, which still won't cover the complete cost of the jacket. We have decided to charge $15 this year. Then what happened?